The 2024 Caribbean Music Awards became a storm of controversy and chaos as Meghan Markle faced an unexpected and brutal dismissal from the stage by the event's host, Spice. Captured in viral footage, the incident has ignited an intense debate over cultural respect, authenticity, and fame-seeking in the world of celebrity and royalty. For those who watched, the spectacle was as shocking as it was bewildering. A former duchess, humiliated in full view of a crowd that responded with cheers and applause. What followed was an unraveling of public opinion and social media outrage, casting a shadow on both Markle's and Spice's public images. The clash began as Markle, who had been invited to the awards, took the stage to give a brief speech. But almost as soon as she began, Spice stepped in, forcefully pushing her off the stage. The video clip captured it all. Markle, visibly stunned, attempting to regain her footing as the audience reacted, cheering, clapping, even jeering. The crowd's enthusiasm for Spice's intervention added to Markle's embarrassment, leaving her visibly shaken. For some, this was another stain on her already controversial public image. For others, it was a long-overdue rebuke of a perceived attempt at cultural appropriation. Spice, a celebrated figure in Caribbean music, didn't waste time justifying her actions. In a fiery interview after the awards, she explained that Markle had no authentic connection to Caribbean culture, calling her a fraud who was there solely to bask in the event's spotlight. Spice's criticism was harsh, unapologetic, and calculated to defend her own culture's dignity. "She has no roots here, no history with us, and no respect for what we stand for," Spice stated, questioning Markle's intentions as purely exploitative. She portrayed Markle's presence as an opportunistic publicity stunt, aimed at benefiting from an association with Caribbean culture rather than supporting it. This defense, however, came with mixed reactions. Many found Spice's actions to be brave and in defense of cultural identity, praising her for confronting what they saw as Markle's lack of sincerity. Yet others were deeply disturbed by the apparent aggression, arguing that pushing Markle off the stage was excessive and unbecoming. Social media platforms exploded with opinions, dividing users between those who saw the confrontation as a rightful defense of cultural respect and those who viewed it as an overstep on Spice's part. This incident was more than just a dramatic moment on stage. It called into question Markle's tenuous relationship with Caribbean identity and culture. For years, Markle has been scrutinized and criticized for what many see as an attempt to leverage her public profile without genuine commitment or connection. Her appearance at the Caribbean Music Awards reignited these doubts, prompting questions about her motivations. Was she genuinely there to support the music and the culture? Or was her presence yet another move in an ongoing attempt to restore her public image through selective cultural alliances? Critics of Markle's appearance have voiced their skepticism, arguing that her attendance at the awards was nothing more than a self-serving act aimed at regaining public favor. Some commentators highlighted her controversial past with the British royal family, suggesting that this Caribbean appearance was a strategic pivot to distance herself from her royal ties and rebuild a more inclusive image. Yet for others, her approach felt tone-deaf, as if she was choosing the Caribbean as an accessory rather than truly honoring the culture and its values. This skepticism is perhaps why Spice's push struck a chord with the audience. Many felt she was defending a cultural identity that Markle seemed uncommitted to. The fallout from the incident has placed both women at the center of heated debates. For Markle, this confrontation deepens an already strained public perception. Her every appearance has been dissected, and now, more than ever, her authenticity is in question. The incident has reignited a narrative that Markle struggles to find her footing in public life, often perceived as distanced from the very causes she champions. If she had hoped to use the Caribbean Music Awards as a way to reclaim some public sympathy, this incident might have backfired spectacularly. Instead of gaining admiration, she's now facing renewed scrutiny and doubt. But Spice, too, is not immune to backlash. Her physical intervention, which some deemed as an act of defense, has led others to label her actions as violent and unnecessary. Many argue that she could have simply allowed Markle to finish her speech and later voiced her concerns. This, they say, would have demonstrated maturity and allowed Spice to take a moral high ground without disrupting the event. By choosing to intervene so directly, she may have crossed a line, and for some, her brand as a fierce advocate for her culture is now overshadowed by accusations of unprofessional conduct. For Markle, the implications of this incident stretch beyond just the awards show. Her reputation has suffered numerous blows in recent years, and her connection to the Caribbean, it seems, may only deepen public doubts. For some, her attempts to cultivate an image as a global, culturally connected figure seem out of sync with her past actions, which have often been perceived as more performative than sincere. The fact that she was met with a physical rebuke rather than an open-armed welcome will likely add to her reputation challenges, reinforcing for some the perception that she is a figure desperately searching for relevance. Yet, this controversy may not end here. Speculation is already swirling about Markle's potential next steps. Sources close to her suggest she might even pursue legal action against Spice for public embarrassment and physical assault. If such a lawsuit does materialize, it could escalate the already heated situation into a prolonged legal drama, with both figures facing further media scrutiny. Legal action would also raise questions about Markle's intentions. Would a lawsuit be in defense of her dignity, or merely an attempt to reclaim the narrative in her favor? And for Spice, a court case could open up scrutiny of her own conduct, potentially tainting her reputation as a cultural icon. In the wake of this altercation, public opinion remains sharply divided. Social media remains ablaze with commentary, as supporters of both women rally to their defense. Many argue that this episode underscores the complexities of celebrity and identity in the modern world, where public figures walk a fine line between supporting a cause and exploiting it. And as viewers, fans, and critics continue to dissect the event, one thing is clear. This moment will remain a focal point in discussions around cultural authenticity and celebrity influence. For now, neither Spice nor Markle has made any conciliatory statements. Each stands firm, resolute in their convictions, as the world watches closely. Whether Markle's attendance was a genuine attempt to bridge cultural divides or a calculated publicity move, the incident serves as a stark reminder of the challenges public figures face when navigating complex cultural landscapes. The path forward remains uncertain, but one thing is sure: the impact of this clash will linger long after the final applause at the Caribbean Music Awards.